Last two are required fields. If you haven't done anything yet, you haven't even sent them a Form 3 or you're going to, real estate brokerage relationship form, I would go to, I know I'm the one that usually corrects people, I would go to Cultivate. If you've met with them, I would go to Appointment. If you already have signed paperwork, go to Active. And I'm going to start with Active because that's where we're wanting to be. And now, opportunity stage. You have follow-up appointment, well, I think this follow-up appointment David added. Negotiating, offer sent, and legacy.
So Heather, when I click on that,
What do you get?
I get some gray boxes. So if I go into Active and click on Active, right? I get some gray boxes.
You're in a whole different spot than we are. We haven't got there yet.
Okay. Alright, so I'm here.
You're way ahead of us, bud.
Slow down.
Wait for you.
Go to the opportunities.
Okay. And then go to edit stage.
Oh, you know what? You are way ahead. So go back. These gray boxes. Go back to J. Moran.
Okay.
Is that client that you're adding?
No.
Oh, go back to the client you're adding.
Okay.
So up here.
So they would be,
Go right here and
yeah,
people.
and search
Go
it.
to contacts.
Yeah,
And
and then search it.
Okay.
then you go
Uh-huh.
and,
Click on the box.
Oh, that.
Alright, so now click her name.
Okay.
So, and then go to opportunities and you'll get her. You're gonna click, alright?
you already got it, so close.
We've already added her, so
Okay, view
then
details.
view details. And that will get you to where we're gonna go next.
Okay.
So
Alright.
I only have
Yeah.
two options where you are here, Heather. I have showing or negotiation.
Who's talking to me?
Me, sorry.
I'm deaf in my right ear, so I have no idea
I
what I'm
apologize. So I'm in the same spot as you here.
Okay.
I only have two options, showing and negotiation.
Okay,
You
those other
have-
ones were added, the ones in blue were added by David.
Gotcha. So, but you have offer sent and.
Right. Or the ones in black, maybe. Or
Yeah, I mean, I don't have.
he added. I will show you where you can add a different stage.
Okay. It's not that big a deal. I just
Yep, no.
wanted to make sure I'm in the same spot as you, you know?
Yep, this is where you are. So you click any one of the things that show up here.
Heather, you can't put them under contract from this screen, is that correct?
Yes, you can. Oh, from this screen?
Right.
Sure. If you go to, nope. If you go to active, the only things here, yeah, you'll go to under contract in the next screen.
So we're
So-
creating opportunity.
So now you go into opportunity.
Now you're in opportunities. We've created the opportunity, and now we are going to do view details over here on the right. View details. So this is, again, this is the contact card, and we're going to view the opportunity detail. And that brings us here.
It's right there.
Okay.
All right, now,
Yay, we're on the same page now.
yay! All right. This is where we can add documents.
So where are you again? You're at documents.
In an opportunity,
Yeah, documents.
we're under details. You can tell where you are by where this long blue line is.
Right, okay.
Okay? I was in details, now I'm going to go to documents.
It's
All right.
isn't it?
Everybody should have a black or gray box up here on the right that says start a transaction. If you do not have start a transaction on there, then that means your DocuSign is not connected. Raise your hand if you do not have DocuSign connected. All right, at this point, we're going to stop and we're going to go up to our name and we're going to click on our name and then go to settings. Those of you who don't have DocuSign connected. that will bring up this
Yeah,
screen,
it's right there.
and everything will be in different orders, because the ones that are connected come up first, I believe. And the ones that are not come up last.
I connected mine a few days ago and now it's not connected. It's just me, right?
It just wants you to work harder.
It's just-
Sometimes if I stand next to you, did you accept it?
Okay, so I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah. Wait a minute, stop. Go to the X.
Next.
What does it say? It just says not connected. Okay, yeah. Click the connect and send registration email.
So I go settings and it's
Jenny, if you don't put
Oh,
that
because you're not in
email
Google
within
Chrome.
48 hours,
Oh.
You need to get in
it'll
Google
cancel
Chrome.
the process.
so I'm gonna have
Maybe that's what happened?
No, I had it connected.
Oh.
It was like, you're connected, and it was at the top.
Yeah.
Cause it pulls it up to the top when it connects.
So, I had to use Chrome for this.
No, I have in the last several classes, and all these people have been in. It works best in Chrome.
Isn't it very, I've even used all kinds of Microsoft programs that suck in Microsoft. What is going on here? Your own program.
All right, if you're having issues with this, it's probably because you're not in Chrome. All right, Jay, did you get through that yet?
Come on,
This
this is
is
more.
user with this email already registered.
So hit login here. Okay.
Well, then change that email to the name. We found it easier to use Stock Dutch where we transfer in our database, just looking at one thing.
That's right.
And I'm gonna have to go someday, when I have nothing
Well, it's now, that's the problem. I mean, you know.
Yeah, a week off and everything to get drawn up right here.
Primary, it's like bringing out the fire hose, kind of.
We'll catch you up in a moment.
Okay.
One question.
Yes.
On contacts.
Yes.
So we're just talking, if you put in a primary, you're at spouse. If you look up a spouse and it shows, will it show the other person?
Yep.
In other words, you don't have to put all
Yep.
this stuff in place. I put Josie and I put everything under my name, and I put Josie as my spouse.
And you just put her name.
And then if you type in her name and you see her, which she's blank, all the stuff would be on.
Yeah, the
Right.
spouse would come up and then
As
you
long
can
as you
click.
just
So-
email that.
So in
Right.
a way, instead of, doubling,
Instead of double entry.
yeah, you're better off.
How about a significant other? It's not
There-
a spouse, that's what
there-
it
it
is.
has
They're
partner,
saying
yep.
Because.
It's something, it doesn't say spouse, what does it say?
Usually it shows up.
Does it say partner?
I think one email, one phone number, and then you go to that.
Yeah.
All right. Are we set with the DocuSign yet?
Yeah, then they just click on the
I'm almost
But
there.
if you only put
Okay.
They send you.
I'm gonna move a little bit ahead and come back and catch you guys up, just for the sake of getting through this, yes?
This is just where I go to connect account.
extra email.
Everything fills in.
You just send registration email?
What it is. There's like a 2 to me option, and it doesn't give you. Yeah.
And then you're gonna get an email in that email address, and you have to click it, and
All
then
this stuff you do is
simply authorize it to this email. Okay, so go back to the start transaction button. We're in buyers, active. Let me go back to this. So when you leave it and you want to find these people, you can either go through your contacts and find them and pull it up that way, or you can come to this screen, which is the little shaking hands opportunities, And then, remember those stages? Cultivate, appointment, active, under contract? Whichever place you put them, click on the little symbol underneath that name. If you click on the number, these numbers tell you how many people you have in those sections. You click on the number, nothing happens. You click on the picture, and then you'll get these boxes that Jay had said were all gray. That was because they didn't have any there. So then you have all of these boxes, and where did I put her?
What are you looking for?
I thought I put Bobby Byer in here.
Cultivate.
I know.
Check cultivate one.
I thought he was in active. I'm just gonna search
You
him.
shouldn't have to. I just haven't been able to connect it together.
You searced up there with a.
I know.
There, find out.
These changes. Over there.
Yeah,
Right?
I was just
We
seeing
do
if I could
too.
find it sorted.
Heather, you're under listings, not buyers.
Yeah, see,
That's why I can't find it. Thank you.
There you go.
There he is. And this is one that David already had in there, and this is the one we just added. So, I click on his name, and we get back into the opportunity. Eventually. Page could not be found.
Sounds like a restart.
Here we go. Here he is. All right, we're adding documents, so I'm moving this over to the blue line over to documents. And there are a couple of different ways you can add these documents. First of all, if you started a file in Zip Forms and filled out all your forms in Zip Forms, then you can click this Start a Transaction button and pull them over that way from DocuSign. If you've downloaded them to your computer, you can just drag and drop them into your command. So there are two different ways to do it. I'm going to show you both. Now, over here on the left, you'll notice that it says residential. There is a commercial tab coming, but it is not active yet. They're just working on the commercial side now. They're hoping by you've got your different stages, consultation, under contract, and close. Please know that the forms under consultation, the forms are over here on the right. These are the placeholders, just like in .loop. Those are different. So we've got real estate brokerage relationship form first. If I click under contract, oh, the home warranty is first there. And then if I hit closed, oh, check copies is first there. Okay, so notice that those are different. Now, on the right, you can add a file. So only the real estate brokerage relationship form can go here. I'm going to click add a file, and I could drag and drop from my computer here. If I had it in Zip Forms, in a Zip Form file for Bobby Byer, I could hit Start a Transaction. And then go to Transaction. Sign into DocuSign.
You have to go to DocuSign to get to the.
Yes, you have to go to DocuSign to get Zip Forms.
Oh,
I'm sitting here thinking, I don't think that I have David's
DocuSign.
DocuSign. Oh, look, it's coming up. He's done it enough on here that it came right up.
Security at its best.
You have to get the key to get in first.
Sounds like, feels like a computer.
should come up. Mine is broken, so it doesn't come up and look like this. So if you want to, again, add things from your computer, they have to be PDFs, just like in .loop. If you want to add things, you can do that by clicking that button. I don't want to do it that way, so I'm going to hit cancel. So this right here where it says upload documents, that means from your computer. For instance, if you'd already done all the documents and downloaded them to your computer in a bunch of different individual files or one big file, that's where you would add them from. If you haven't added them yet, you're going to go over to the right to the plus sign and click add. Now,
So
again, you can do from the computer, yes.
sorry, what's the difference between just adding them where it said add form from, not from here, but from command?
Those are, we're going to add those later. I showed you how you could just do it from the computer.
Yeah, you just.
Once
add
we have
file.
some forms in zip form connected to it, it'll also give us the option to go to DocuSign and add them from there. So it'll make sense in a minute.
So it pulls them out of the completed envelope.
Yes.
So you don't have to start a transaction to actually add the file.
Yes, you do.
What if what if I have a wet signature and I have it uploaded to my computer? Can I just add the file?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
All right, so if you add from computer, that's again the same thing, just drag it in. DocuSign forms, we do not have those yet, okay? You have to go to zip form. This is the relationship. The copyright has not been approved for us to put our zip forms into command on their own and make them fillable and manipulate them and sign them. Until that happens, command is going to say, hey, DocuSign, send me Bobby Byers' brokerage relationship form. And command is going to go, hey, I need the brokerage relationship form. And zip forms will say, sure, DocuSign, here you go. And it'll be right here. And then we're going to go back to command and say, and pull them. Thanks for that thing. And we'll pull it right from DocuSign. Because command has a contract with DocuSign, and the MLS and zip forms have a contract with DocuSign, but command and the MLS don't have contracts with each other.
Right.
So we have to take this extra step. They are working on getting those permissions. Until then, we just have to make do. I would say that the best thing to do is to write to your main realtors board and say, please make this possible. We're only using them for our own personal. It's not like we're writing one document to the entire company. It's our own file. We think that our voices will be heard. And if everybody writes a letter, I think that would be very helpful to your own personal board and to the main Realtors Association. All right, here's my lobbying for the day. All right, so I'm going to click zip form. Now, I'm not sure if this is the right. All right, so it's going to ask you to link. If this is the right login and password, great. And it's not. So I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to hit add again, zip form. And yes, because yours is already linked, because we did that the other day. If you're already linked to zip forms, it'll come up. This is not.
So when I go into zip forms, it wants me to go into a specific document a specific group that I've already created.
Right.
So I already have to have that transaction in zip forms before I can start pulling
Right.
stuff from zip forms.
Absolutely. You have to have the transaction in zip forms.
it allows you to create it, but I don't need to create more folders and zip forms.
I'm gonna see if it'll let me use my zip forms in his DocuSign. I don't know that it will.
Alright, so we get to the front of this. And then we go to documents. And then here, start a transaction. That's gonna bring it to documents. And then from documents, I can go over.
It won't.
Well, what if I gotta?
So you'll hit link,
Then you put it on your
And
desktop.
it will- link your, does anyone have a computer that it's linked that I can show people what, if I can just hook it up? Thank you. Oh, you've already linked the transaction though. You skipped the?
No, I just clicked behind.
Yeah, you were. Anyone have not linked a transaction to it yet? All right, I'll show you what it looks like when it's linked. Nothing is ever simple. This isn't gonna work. No, I can't see. When it's linked, you will see it'll say linked, and then you'll go into a drop down that says linked transaction, and you'll click linked transaction, and it'll show you all the different rooms that, all the different zip form files that you have. So if you have Bobby Byers zip forms in there, then you'll click Bobby Byer, and everything in zip forms will show up. And then can I just walk it around?
Yeah, so, and someone has PDF and which
Uh-huh.
ones are we gonna pick?
You're gonna pick the PDFs.
Slow right now.
All right. See how it has this? That's the room that she chose. That's the zip form files she chose. And then these are all the forms that she has in there, and she can click these. Now, remember, only PDFs can be added to DocuSign, to Command. So you're going to only pick, when you save them, you want to save them as a PDF, okay? So you're going to save your zip forms as a PDF, and then when you pull it up, it's going to look like this, and you're going to click on the ones that say PDF.
Doesn't show. So it doesn't show up.
So what, ZFX won't work or whatever?
It doesn't what?
Mine says ZFX.
Mine does too.
So I think it's zip forms, but I don't know.
So you need to go into zip forms and save it as a PDF. Go under.
It's like,
No, it doesn't have it.
I wonder if you can save it as a PDF in here.
But I haven't checked the library location.
Has anyone had any success in saving it as a PDF in DocuSign?
No, mine says
Not
ZFX
possible.
too.
That's what we have before, not pre, DocuSign.
Click select all. Click
You know where you're at now, go back to DocuSign.
Put them in the.
Or have a new system.
Yeah, so it seems to work fine.
The old system, the new system went parallel until the new system was debugged. In like 6 months.
Or in this case, a year and a half.
Zip forms is a work system.
No, then it won't be a PDF. It comes back as a signed thing.
But you can make them PDFs in zip forms
Is this what we want?
before you pull them in.
Right.
So Heather, I
Yeah.
didn't need to.
So I want it pulled up.
So that's what that'll be pulling it up. Save it as a PDF form. Right. But if it was filled out, then
You fill your stuff in zip form.
in zip forms, right?
It says submitted.
And then you can have it signed in either, wet, or have it signed in,
And that's
signed from command.
I never get that.
Heather,
Yes.
so look at this one.
Okay.
This is one listing that we have. She put all the files in as PDF from our computer.
Yeah,
and
except the
she's-
cookies.
Yeah, except the cookies. And she submitted. I go to the room. There's a room for that, there's nothing there. It's the same transaction, but there's nothing there. She has to add it into the group.
So that would be doing it twice.
How did you add those? Did you just drag and drop them in?
I just click and like add file, click and then put it in.
From where?
From our computer.
Yeah, they're not in my DocuSign.
So
They're,
I got
no, you don't have to put them in,
Oh, well.
they're already here. You don't have to
Okay,
put them in.
if there were from DocuSign, it would be
It's
there.
all like version of law.
So then that's another place.
That's a good clarification.
It's another place that they send the document in.
So they're all in the same files, they're just different areas.
If you add your documents into command and plug this back in,
Then you would go, and three you were in there and hit add and such in that.
That's it.
So where is it?
Well, because I saved them, and I went to the Dropbox to the cloud. That's why it's not there.
so if you add,
Well, if I go there, I gotta go around.
How else would you do
let's go back to command. If you add your file from this add a file button right here, you are skipping DocuSign altogether. All right? It will not show up in your DocuSign rooms. It will only show up in your command room.
Will they still get notification to go and check our documents, so, because she did these 10 days ago, it's a bit, not exactly.
Chris is woefully behind. That brings me to another point. So after you've got your documents all added in, and I can help you if you have particular issues after this, after your documents are all in, you hit Submit MC up here. It will take Chris a couple weeks to get through them all. That's why it's important that you add them as soon as you get them, and don't wait until 3 days before closing and then hit submit, because Chris won't get there in time. All right? The other thing that Lisa told me was, if you, so after you hit submit MC, 14 days before closing, you want to fill out your prepare file to close and email it to the Market Center. You still need to do that. You still need to fill out your green sheet from MyKW. Okay? That part is not, the commissions, leave the commissions part alone. That part's not active yet. You need to, so after you get all your documents in, or even before, as soon as you get the information, start filling out your green sheet. 2 weeks before closing, fill out your prepare file to close, email it to Beth and Lisa with the email address at the bottom of the prepare file to close form, and then watch for in your command, in your opportunity, watch for responses from Chris, whether or not, see over here on this status, when you have a document that is approved, it'll say approved on there. If you have something that needs to be fixed, it'll say who's had one bounced back yet. It says revise or something like that. Rejected. See, I didn't even want to say the word. It says rejected. And then Chelsea, what do?
You can re-upload the file.
Re-upload the file. And you don't have to hit submit again. Chris automatically will get it, and she and Lisa and Beth have a way on their screen to see the ones that are,
Okay.
do you hit submit again? You can't, it doesn't even show up, does it?
Yes. Anytime you add a file.
Yeah, because I accidentally hit it twice in a row.
When you oh, Lisa told me this morning you don't have to hit it, that it just, it resubmits.
It wasn't there for me.
It wasn't there for you, okay.
But to be able to resubmit.
Right, it's just,
correct.
right, yeah. Okay, so then Chris will notice it. There will be little bubbles when it says rejected. There's a little bubble and she tells you what's wrong. You don't have any way to talk back to her unless you email her. Or call 879-9800 and ask whoever is manning the phones to connect you to her. Eventually, we will have that just like we did in .loop. Right now, we don't. And then, after it's been processed and approved, and you've got and then they create your DA, they will put it in here, under contract, down at the bottom, DA and DA breakout, and the MCA office will add those for you. So you'll be able to print them off and then send them off to your title company. You get to the closing, everything happened, you get your EMD check if you're bringing that to the closing, you get to the closing, everything else is normal. When you come back, you scan your documents in, and you put them in under closing. If you can get your computer to scroll. Closed. So then your check copies, your new deed, your settlement statement, and your DA. Dan?
Have they added the extra, like, blank, what do you call it, for files, like for addendum, the things that,
There are extra addendum things in each section.
are here?
Yep.
You can also.
That brings up a good point. Don't just randomly add things, because Chris won't find them. They need to be in the separate things, and they need to be where they are said. There's this little button over on the left, custom folders. She does not have access to any of those. She won't see it, she won't know what's in there, she won't be able to read it, she won't be able to approve it. That's for other stuff that the MCA doesn't need unless,
So when we have extra documents to put, where do we put it? Oh, add item?
no, if you have things that don't match up with the line item, give Chris a call and ask her where.
You can add an item, the blue spot right there that she was just talking about. You can add an additional piece that she can see under the folders, under contract closed.
She can now? She couldn't before.
She can't see custom folders, but she can see the new items.
Add item?
Under the
Oh,
folders
yeah.
that are
Can you
preset for her.
name it?
You can name it whatever you want.
Yeah, the add item would make
You can
sense.
tell what kind of document type it is, see right there, so if it's an addendum or a disclosure.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
new from when I was learning. Yes.
Is there a room policy that you need, like a
New this week.
Oh, okay. Really?
Monday or Tuesday, I saw.
Just so it doesn't stick as ordered.
If it's not actually there, no.
It's
What,
there
wait,
as
one
a,
thing?
as a template, but
Right.
you don't need
Okay.
it.
No, you can't archive something that's not put in.
Have you ever done green sheets?
So did
You
you
put a dummy file in there and then archive it, I suppose.
They're not that hard, but it's just one.
So if we're not going to link new DocuSigners with forms, well, our documents, we don't need it in the first time, link that needs to set up so we can connect to the room.
And I don't know if it will show up in both places when they do it.
That's a very good question. Did everybody hear that?
No.
No.
If you are not going to use DocuSign to upload your forms into Command, do you need to link to the rooms? No, you do not. If you're just going to upload from your computer, just upload them. Yes, just.
In under contract, when we get the DA, in the close, there's also DA.
Yep. You need
So-
to add it twice? Probably not.
Okay, so since it's already there, it's,
So they're gonna be adding it, not you.
okay, but.
If it changes, then you would put it in there.
In the close, okay.
Yes,
So I've noticed that when we go into those rooms, that Lisa sends us an email or whatever for
Yep.
DocuSign. So are we supposed to actually click into that?
this email?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have to go through that, we can't
One-
just go through command to do it.
Just, it's a one-time thing.
Okay. So like links it or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we at least need to log in.
If you're, you don't have to, if you're never gonna use them, you don't have to. But it's a one-time, it's not a every time you go in.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, and I'm maybe being in here, but, so, I'm in DocuSign.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled over a document from Zip Forms.
Uh-huh.
How do I get it back to this command spot?
Okay, so you go to command, just click on that, yep.
Yeah.
And then what is it called? Which document are you adding?
Exclusive buyer, let's say.
Okay.
And this is all things about it.
Yep. So go to that.
Exclusive buyer.
Okay, so click
So
as
do I have to
well.
save it to my computer, or can I pull it
And then click DocuSign.
look at that.
And then it should, exclusive buyer rep, there it is. And click assign.
Boom, okay.
Alright?
Yep,
Right now mine's not doing that, and that's why I couldn't do it on,
that's not too bad.
yeah.
So as long as I put them in that folder or room or whatever the hell you want to call it on DocuSign, then I can pull it over here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any other questions? That's how you take it from, hey, how you doing, to nice doing business with you.
So I'm on my opportunity.
Mhm.
I looked
Want
over
me to walk you through it more?
and I didn't pull it.
That was easy.
Okay.
It's actually not
So I go back to opportunities.
No,
You've got all your, and if I go back to
6 months to walk you
opportunities.
through it.
It
Is
still
it using
shows
top
me
producer for
active. So I can move it to
14 years.
Your big bang?
This is how you move it from one stage to another. It has nothing absolutely to do with these documents.
Right.
So if I'm in, alright, let me go back. Alright, so I'm in documents. I go back to my buyer. And then so see how over here it's got all of our stages? I can let me grab buyer B. I click it and I just drag it and put it on under contact. When that little box turns blue, I know I've got it in the right place. I let go. And then if I go to under contract, there they are. I can also just as easily move them to different stages in this. Where'd it go? He's only got one stage for under contract. Let me find somebody inactive. So I can go from follow-up appointment to negotiating. And see how the number changes? That's how I know how many I have in there. And then I can move it to offer sent or whatever else is over here.
So wait, what's the point of moving that like that?
So you know where you are in the process, how many you have in each stage, and you know which ones you need to add. I don't have any clue who asked that question.
Sorry.
Thank you. Life with only one ear is an adventure. So, what did you ask?
I just wanted to know what the point was of moving.
Oh, so you know at any given thing, I have 4 things that are under contract. I need to go and check on those.
So it's more for us than it is for Lisa.
Right.
Okay.
Well, Lisa will use those statistics to help us realize how many we're going to need to worry about at the end of the month.
Okay.
And everybody in this room knows that you try really hard not to schedule something the last Friday of the month, right?
Oh,
No closings the last Friday of the month.
Of course.
It's Halloween.
Oh, that's
No, next month.
next month is Halloween on Friday? I think it's a Thursday.
We've already
Still.
agreed on that day.
Yeah. Schedule it for the 2 weeks in the middle of the month. That's the easiest for everybody. Your clients, you, the closing companies, everybody. Any other questions about this process? everybody knows that they can put it in contact and get to the closing table and then go to the bank.
Right.
That's the important step. Living your life by design.
Good.
And your clients are moving on and living their life by design. It's great. It's a win-win-win. No other questions? Anyone who wants some little extra help, please stay. I'm going to turn the video off and then I will be happy to help.
Smart enough.